Hey, I'm James from Smokin' Dad BBQ, and I wanted to find out if the Kamado Joe Jr. is the only barbecue you need for a family of 4. And to find out, I had to sell my 2 classics and cook exclusively with the Kamado Joe Jr. Whoa, hey, nothing to see here yet. Cut. Alright, so as you guys saw, I have some big news to reveal for Grill Studio 2020. If you want to see that, go ahead and hit that subscribe and turn on the bell to catch the unboxing, setup, and impressions of the Big Joe. But due to some timing and circumstances, we ended up with a really unique opportunity to cook exclusively on the Kamado Joe Jr. Where did my classics go? I actually had a subscriber who wanted to take the table and both of my classics. And so I've gone ahead and ordered myself a replacement classic, which is on back order and should be getting here in mid-July. But that means when we're all said and done, we're gonna have one of each size Kamado Joes. So I'll have the Junior, the Big Joe, and the Classic, which is on its way. And I can't wait to do some of those comparisons and show you the differences between the 3 different sizes. I still have all the accessories that I bought from my Classic originally, so the rotisserie, I had the dojo, some cast iron grids, and so I didn't want to lose any of the utility. So luckily, we're gonna have one of each. We'll be able to do lots of cool things. Let me know in the comments below if there's a question that you have about them and a video that you want to see, and when the Classic gets here, I'll be more than happy to make that happen. But anyways, today is not about the Big Joe or the Classic Joe. We're doing a deep dive on just the Joe Jr. And I get asked all the time, especially for people who have smaller families, maybe an apartment, or you're taking it camping, is can I get by with just the Joe Jr.? And so that's the question we're gonna answer today. And to do that, we're gonna do a couple things. One, we're gonna do a quick 2-3 minute video montage, and I'm gonna take you through some of the meals that we cooked over the past 2 weeks, and that'll help answer the question of, just how capable the Joe Jr. is. And then I'll rejoin you at the end of that here and unpack some of the things that we learned, maybe some surprises we had along the way, and answer that question of, could you get by with just the Joe Jr.? All right, welcome to the Kamado Joe Jr. 2-week cookout challenge. Now, we did a number of things that were pushing some boundaries, and the first few cooks were no disappointment. We started off with a bang, or should I say 16, because that's exactly how many chicken thighs I was able to fit on the Joe Jr. It was way more than we were able to eat as just our families. We had amazing leftovers for a few days. And speaking of amazing leftovers, how about a beer can chicken? We were able to fit vertically on the Joe Jr. And now that Pandora's box has been opened, I'll definitely be going back for that cook again. Now, every cook we didn't go for new uncharted territory. We did a few family favorites. And one of those is these chipotle marinated strip steaks that we serve up in fajitas. And we did this over direct hot coals until we had an amazing Maillard reaction. Always love doing this cook. It's a lot of fun. It's quick, it's easy. Speaking of quick and easy, how about a couple of stuffed chicken breasts? So these were 3 cheese stuffed with Asiago, cheddar, and cream cheese. 4 was more than enough for our family, but we could have fit a few more if we had guests coming over. So the Joe Jr. rocked this one. Speaking of rocking and having fun, since we can't go camping and COVID has locked everything down, we brought the party to our backyard for a little bit of a marshmallow s'more pool party. And I used some live edge wood that you saw at the beginning, let that burn down till we had a hot coal bed, and we made some awesome s'mores. The kids had a lot of fun doing this cook. Now for me, my kind of fun is smash burgers. I love doing smash burgers. I wasn't sure how the Joe Jr. would compete against its bigger brother, but to my surprise, it had no problem fitting 4, and they came out awesome. And 4 is about as many as I can fit on the Classic if I use just one of the cast iron half moon plates. Now I have 2 of them, so I get a bit more capacity, but if you only had 1 of these, the Joe Jr. is pretty equal here in terms of being able to turn out 4 burgers every 2 minutes or so. So I knew it could take on a bigger challenge, so I went for a 5-pound pork shoulder roast, and it absolutely crushed it. In fact, it did so well with this, I knew I needed to try something even more challenging. So next up, I went for my favorite. And my favorite beef is beef ribs. Call it brisket on a stick if you want. This is a really, really fun cook and a really tasty beef. It's one of my favorites. And you can see here, when we were done after an 8-hour low and slow cook, they were probing like butter. Now, I did a complete video on this. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check that out. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest it, because these are just a waterfall of flavor. Absolutely awesome. All right, now that we've done a quick little montage of most everything that we cooked over the past few weeks, I want to go through with you 3 questions that we'll answer, which is 1, what do I love about the Joe Jr.? 2, maybe what surprised me or didn't I know 2 weeks ago that now cooking exclusively on it for the past few weeks, did I learn and I think is an important piece of information to share with you guys. And 3rd, we'll answer that question, is if I could only buy one, is this enough for my family? And we'll answer that to close off this video. But first, let's start with the question number 1. What do I love about the Joe Jr. and why do I think it's a great barbecue? For a long time, this size has always just been a soft spot in my heart. I love cooking on it, whether it's the portability in terms of cooking in different places, even moving it around our yard or on the end of the driveway as we did. I didn't record it, but we did some hot dogs and burgers just at the end of the driveway while the kids were biking around. It's just fun. You know, not doing that with the Big Joe. That took 2 friends to help me get it in place, and while I can move it freely around the deck on the wheels, I'm not lifting it up and down regularly. So the versatility and portability of the Joe Jr. is one of the main reasons to buy it. The second one, and a surprise for me, is the capability. And so since I've always had the Junior and a bigger brother, I've always relied on the bigger grill when it comes to, let's cook a big tomahawk steak or a full chicken or ribs or whatever it may be. And I've always just used the Joe Jr. as a searing station or sides or something like that. But I've never given it the hero ingredient. But now that's the only thing that I had, I was shocked at how capable it was. I didn't know a vertical beer can chicken would fit. It does. I didn't know that it could do an 8-hour low and slow beef rib cook. It did amazing. I didn't know that pulled pork would come out just as good on the Joe Jr. as its bigger siblings. These are amazing meals, and we cooked more than our family of 4 could eat. And so that'll come into our 3rd question, is this the right grill for me? And so I will let me know in the comments if you want to see it a full side by side. But in general, I would say if you're cooking for just you and your family, this is plenty of barbecue, like a ton. You can do so many great cooks. It's only if you're going to start looking to do full packer briskets or ribs that you absolutely need to start looking at the bigger sizes. But if you just want to get into barbecue, maybe you've, like me, you've been waiting for your propane grill that you got way early on to die, and now you're looking for that next grill and thinking, should I take the plunge and try a charcoal smoker? Absolutely. The price to entry to value that you get with the Kamado Joe Jr. is fantastic. And I'm so happy now that I'm recommending it, not just out of, you know, an infatuation with the size and how much fun it is, but also the utility. And I know that this thing has potential. You can push it and do some amazing, amazing cooks. So I 100% give the Kamado Joe Jr. a 2 thumbs up recommendation if you're just looking to get a great family barbecue. There's a lot of good things you can do. And we're not done. Let me know in the comments if there's more things you want to see us cook, because now that I know what it's capable of, a whole bunch of ideas are going through my head in terms of some other things that we could do with it over and throughout the summer and into the fall. Anyways, I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and we've got a bunch of new content coming out. So again, if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell to catch those future videos. But for today, that's it. I'm signing off. I'm James from Smoking Dad BBQ. Have a good one.